Hello everyone, this is Dr. S. Lakshmi, Associate Professor from the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. I welcome you all to the third video of the course Power Electronics. In this video, let us discuss about the topic chopper. So, chopper or DC to DC converters. So, a basic DC to DC converter means it will change a fixed voltage to a variable voltage. Both input and output will be a DC. It can be said as a DC equivalent to a transformer. So if you consider a basic elementary chopper, it will just have a active switch and a diode. So it will use the concepts of duty ratio and average voltage. So in this video, let us discuss about the elementary chopper circuit, which uses a switch with a diode, utilizing the concept of duty ratio and the average voltage. We will also discuss about the power circuit of a buck converter. Buck converter is nothing but a step down DC to DC chopper. Boost converter, it is a step up regulator. And the next one is a buck boost converter. So we shall discuss about all the three all the three power circuit of a buck boost and a buck boost regulator. So we shall also analyze the performance characteristics and the output voltage expressions with respect to the obtained waveforms. So this is the block diagram of a DC to DC converter. So when you consider any application, this will be a basic block diagram of a DC to DC converter. So the available source from the grid will be either a single phase or three phase AC voltage, the line voltage. So that will be converted into a So a line voltage, a single phase or three phase AC voltage can be converted into a DC voltage by making use of a uncontrolled diode rectifier. So from then, this unregulated DC voltage, the unwanted ripples can be removed by a filter capacitor, and this unregulated DC voltage, that is a fixed DC voltage, can be converted into a variable DC voltage, that is a regulated DC voltage, by making use of a chopper, otherwise called as a DC to DC converter. So this DC to DC converter either increases the voltage or decreases the voltage. If it increases the voltage, you call it as a step up converter. And if the output is less than the input voltage, that is, if the output is reduced, you call it as a step down converter. So from then, this regulated DC voltage can be used for the connected to the load. So this is a basic block diagram of a DC to DC converter. So basically, we can classify this DC chopper into two types. One is step up chopper and the one is step down chopper. So let us discuss in detail about it. So chopper is a static device which is used to obtain a variable DC voltage from a constant source. So the input will be a constant voltage and you get an output. We get an output to be a variable voltage. Depending upon the requirement, you can increase or decrease the voltage level. So the input and output both are DC, but just it steps up or steps down. It is otherwise called as a DC to DC converter. And if you're making use of the thyristor, it offers greater efficiency, fast response, low maintenance, the size is small, and a smooth control. And the applications of chopper, it is widely used in the trolley cars, battery operated vehicles, traction motor control, and it is abundantly used in speed control of DC motors. And the chopper has an excellent feature of regenerative braking operation in a DC motor to return the unwanted energy back to the supply. And it can be also used as a DC voltage regulator. So these are the brief introduction about a chopper, which we shall discuss in detail about it. The first classification of chopper is a step down chopper. So this is the elementary topic that comes under a DC to DC converter, step down chopper. So step down chopper, as the name says, it will reduce the voltage and give. So if I'm going to give an voltage of 10 volts, I can get a variable voltage between the range of 0 to 10. So depending upon the application, I can get whatever voltage I require. So it is also called as buck converter. So it reduces the input voltage level at the output side. So you can see the circuit diagram of a step down chopper. So we have a single active switch here. So this switch, it can be anything. It can be a thyristor, it can be a MOSFET, IGBT, any switch you can use. But if you use a transistor, it gives better efficiency. Sorry, thyristor. And connected to a load. So load may be a resistive load or a RL combination or a RLC combination, whatever it is. So let us discuss about the working operation of a step down chopper. We also have a freewheeling diode connected across the load. So we all know the purpose of freewheeling diode because we have already discussed that in the previous video under phase controlled converters. So what happens here? So let us see that. So we are going to give a constant input DC voltage here. So we have to get a variable DC voltage here. So as I said, for an example, if I'm going to give an input voltage of 10 volts, I can get a maximum voltage of 10 volts. That is, it can get an voltage between 0 to 10. So now, first step is, let us turn on the switch when the switch is on. So what happens when the switch is on? What will happen when the switch is on? The current will directly take the path through this switch and it will flow through the load. So what happens is, it is just creating a short circuit path. So whatever voltage I'm going to apply at the input side, the same voltage you will get at the output side. So it means that under this condition, Vs is equal to V naught. And now, next step is when the chopper is turned off. So I'm going to turn off the switch. So I will be having some external firing circuit to give appropriate pulse for the switches to turn on and turn off. So after some instant of time, I'm going to turn off the chopper switch. So what will happen? So there is no current here. So there is no flow of current through this circuit. So what will happen if in case if I'm having some energy storage elements on the load side, so that alone will be discharged through this freewheeling diodes. Otherwise, there is no connection between the input and the output. So my output voltage will be equal to 0. So at the first step, when the chopper is turned on, it will be entirely short circuited. So input voltage will be equal to the output voltage. And next step is when the chopper is turned off, there is no connection between the source and the load, and your output voltage will be equal to 0. Now let us see the voltage waveform of a step down chopper. So as I said, this is my source voltage. So we can see we have some constant input voltage here, and I'm turning on and turning off the switch here. So it is this part is T on and this part is T off. So T on plus T off will give you the total time period. And one more thing is, this T on divided by the total time period is called as the duty cycle ratio. So here this duty ratio plays a vital role in this chopper topic. So we will be often using the term duty cycle or duty ratio. So T on is the interval in which the chopper is in on state. T off is the interval in which the chopper is in off state. Vs is the input voltage or the source voltage. V naught is the output voltage or the load voltage. The total time period is called as the chopping period. And this is a brief note on the operation. When CH is on, that is when the chopper is switches on, V naught is equal to Vs. When CH is off, V naught is equal to 0. So now let us see how we have come to a conclusion that the step up, step down chopper actually reduces the voltage. So let us see here the average output voltage. So we can see in this waveform, we get output voltage only during the on period. During the off time, there is no connection between the source and the load. There is no output. It is 0 only. So my circuit is under operation only during the turn on time. So I can write the output voltage expression V naught as 1 by T. 1 by T is something with the total time period. 1 by T, the full cycle, integral of 0 to T on, because only during this time I'm going to get an output voltage 0 to T on input voltage. Input voltage is nothing but Vs into dt. So if you integrate this equation and if you simplify it, we get Vs into T on divided by total time, the chopping period. So I said already this T on by T, it can be represented by del or capital D, which is nothing but the duty cycle or duty ratio of the chopper, which is nothing but T on by T. And now coming to the point, so what is the meaning? So my V naught will be equal to del into Vs. So if I'm going to give an input voltage of 10 volts, I can get the voltage between 0 to 10 by adjusting the value of this duty cycle ratio. More the on time, more the output. So if I'm going to keep the switch on for the whole time, what is the meaning? You can see the waveform here. If I'm going to turn on the switch for the entire period, what is the meaning? So whatever input voltage I'm going to give, the same voltage I'll be getting at the output. So V naught will be equal to Vs. That is, if I'm going to give 10 volts, my output is also going to be 10 volts. Say for example, if I'm going to equally distribute on and off time. So 50% of the time it is on and 50% it is off. It means that you will get an output voltage exactly half of the supply voltage. So if I'm going to give 10 volts, I will get an output of 5 volts. That is the logic behind it. So this T on can be varied from 0 to T. That is, if my delta, that is duty cycle, if it is between 0 and 1, my output voltage can be varied between 0 to Vs. And of course, if you have calculated, derived the expression for average output voltage, from that you can go to the, arrive to the RMS output voltage. So it is nothing but root of 1 by T into 0 to T on Vs square into dt. So if you simplify, we get the expression as root del Vs or root capital D Vs, where capital D is the duty cycle ratio of the chopper. So this is about the step down operation of chopper. Next is, so step down is otherwise called as a buck converter, a buck regulator. So additionally, you can have a filter components like L and C on the low output side. So that is mainly used for filtering purpose. So that is about step down chopper. Next we shall see step up chopper. Step up chopper, just the vice versa of a step down regulator. So here my output voltage will be greater than the supply voltage. So that's why we call it as a boost converter. So step up chopper or a boost converter is used to increase the input voltage level of its output side. So whatever voltage I'm going to give, say for example, if I'm going to give 10 volts, the same as in the previous case, if I'm going to give 10 volts, I can get voltage between 10 to 20, that is maximum of twice the input. So I can get a maximum voltage of twice the input. So if it is 10 volts, I can get between 10 to 20. So that is the logic behind this step up chopper. You can see the difference between the step down chopper and the step up chopper. The step down chopper, the chopper switch was connected in series with the source, whereas we have an inductor here. And the chopper is connected across the load. We have a diode here with the load. So this is the power circuit of a step up chopper. So we shall see now how the voltage is boosted. In the first condition, the first step, when the chopper is on. So first step is I'm going to turn on the chopper. So what will happen? We have an inductor here. Inductor is of course an energy storage element. We have a short circuit here and then we have a diode and the load. So usually we know that the current always takes the path of least resistance. So here since we have a short circuit path, it means that the entire current flows only through the switch. So during that time what happens is, so when the current flows takes this path, my inductor will be getting completely charged with an voltage VL equal to the source voltage. That is the meaning behind it. So when the switch is on, the current takes this path and my VL, that is the voltage across the inductor, will be equal to the supply voltage. It is getting fully charged now. So Vs is equal to VL. So based upon this, we know that V voltage across the inductor can be written as L into di by dt. Di can be replaced by del I. Del I is nothing but the increase of current during this period. The current will be increasing from the minimum value to the maximum value. So that range, the difference, we will take it as del I, and this is of course the turn on period of the chopper. So dt can be replaced by T on. So after simplification, we get the equation for del I as Vs into T on divided by L. So let us keep this equation as such. This is the first step. Next step is we are going to turn off the chopper. So when the chopper is off, so when the chopper is off, what happens? I said already when the chopper is on, my inductor has completely charged with an voltage equal to EVS. And now we have turned off the chopper. So when it is off, there will be no current flowing through this path. So my supply voltage along with the stored energy in the inductor takes the path through the diode to the load. So my output voltage will be equal to Vs plus VL. So that is the logic. So V0 is equal to Vs plus VL. From this expression, we can write the equation for VL as V0 minus VL. So as usual, we can write the expression for VL as VL into di by dt. And here, what happens in this inductor? The current will decrease. It is actually discharging the energy. So it is drooping maximum to minimum. So that also can be represented as del I only. And the time period is nothing but T off because we have turned off the switch. So we have again cross multiplying, you write the equation for del I. So already we have derived the expression for del I during on time, and this is the del I expression for off time. Now what we are going to do, we are going to equate both the expressions. When you equate both the expressions of del I, you get the average output voltage equation of a chopper to be Vs divided by 1 minus D or 1 minus del. And this D, the del value can be varied between 0 to 1. So depending upon the value of del, my output voltage can be boosted. So that is the logic behind the step up chopper. So next, converter. So first thing we discussed about a buck converter, it steps down. That is the voltage is less than the input. Next is the step up regulator, the boost converter. The output is greater than the input voltage. And now we have a single converter which does both. So just by adjusting the value of duty cycle, you can either step up or you can step down. So depending upon the requirement, if your output voltage is increased or decreased, we call it as a step up, step up or step down converter. So in this buck boost converter, the output voltage can be either increased or decreased. So we can see the power circuit of a buck boost converter. We have a chopper switch, inductor, a diode. We can see that the diode is connected in the opposite direction than the load. Only thing is the diode connection here and the inductor which is connected across the load. So let us see how it gets operated. So when the chopper is on, when the switch is on, so what happens when the switch is on? When the switch is on, the current takes the path through the inductor alone. So when the switch is on, the voltage will be appearing across the inductor and it will get completely charged. So what will happen? My inductor voltage will be equal to the source voltage. So that time L into di by dt will be equal to Vs. So as in the previous case, as we did for the previous case, del I is nothing but increase in current value. That is, your inductor is getting charged. That is, the current value increases from I min to I maximum. So that can be represented by del I. And dt is the on time. So we have turned on the switch. So we will be writing dt as t on. So we can write the expression for del I as Vs into t on divided by L. Vs into t on divided by L. So we can keep this expression as such. Now, when the chopper is off, actually what happens is, when the inductor discharges, we all know that it has a property to reverse the polarity. So when it gets charged, it will be charged in plus minus. The top will be plus and the bottom will be minus. When it is discharging, it will reverse the polarity. The bottom side will be plus and the top side will be minus. So from this plus, it will take a path through this diode and the current will be flowing through the load. So that is the condition. So, but what is the meaning means? From here, since the current flows in the opposite direction, my output voltage polarity will be just the opposite polarity of the source voltage. That is the only drawback in case of a buck boost converter. So when this chopper is on, the L reverses its polarity and discharges through the load and the diode. So at that time, what will happen? My V0 will be equal to minus VL, because since it is reversing its polarity, V0 will be equal to minus VL. So as we did in the previous case, we will be writing the expression for VL as L into di by dt, and di can be replaced by del I, and dt is nothing but t off. So when you can write it as minus V0. Just equate both the expressions for del I and substitute and simplify it. We get the expression for V0 as d into Vs divided by 1 minus d. So now when the value of this d is between 0 to 0.5, the chopper acts as a buck converter, and if it is more than 0.5, it operates as a boost converter. So that is the advantage of a buck boost converter. Only drawback in a buck boost converter is the polarity of the output voltage is reversed compared to the input voltage. So you get a negative voltage at the output side. So that is the drawback of a buck boost converter. So coming to methods of control. So we have already discussed about buck converter, boost converter, and a buck boost converter. So these control, we can do it by any type of control. So we have some control strategies of the chopper. So the control strategy, the different methods of controlling the output voltage are pulse width modulation control, and the other one is variable frequency control. This pulse width modulation control is called as constant frequency operation, and the other one is variable frequency operation. So the first case, pulse width modulation. So as the name indicates, we will be adjusting only the on time or the off time of the switch. But keeping into mind the total time period, the total time, that is T on plus T off, will be the same. So that is the logic behind it. So here also we have two types. One is T on or T on constant, other one is T off constant. So we can see the graph for PWM control, that is pulse width modulation control. So we have on time, off time here. The total time period is T. So look at the next waveform. You can see that the on time is increased and the off time is decreased such that the total time period is maintained constant. So that is the concept of pulse width modulation control. And variable frequency control means here we have two types, on time constant, other one is off time constant. In on time constant, we will be keeping the T on time alone to be constant, and we can vary the T off, so that my total time period will be changed. Of course, because of that, the chopping frequency also will be varied. Similarly, T off constant means we will be varying the T on, but T off will be maintained constant, but the frequency will be changed. So these two are one method, and the other one is time ratio control. So time ratio control. So this is actually the waveform for on time constant. You can see that this is on time, this is off time. You will be keeping the on time alone constant, and T off will be changed. So we can see that the total time period is changing here. So this is variable frequency control. Time ratio control is a different technique. What they do is they will fix the minimum current and the maximum current, and depending upon the value of minimum and maximum current, the voltage will be, the switch will be turned on and off. That is, when the current reaches the maximum value, automatically the switch has to be turned off, and similarly when the current reaches the minimum value, the switch will be automatically turned on. So that is the another type of control. So these are the control strategies of